You don't know how to mix your beats? Don't worry, I got you. Part 5. Another problem that I see in your guys' mixes when it comes to clarity or wanting to have things stand out is not EQing properly. So the way that frequency works together, guys, is that every sound that you put in your beat resonates in a specific frequency or is the loudest or most clear in a specific frequency. And the problem is when you have a lot of sounds, you have to make all those frequencies work together. You don't just listen to a clap and a beat, you listen to the clap with the melody, with the kick, with the hi-hat. One way that I see a lot of beginner beat maker producers cause themselves problems is by not using their EQ to create some separation in those sounds. Not every sound needs every frequency when it's in the context of a beat or when it's being played alongside all of the other sounds. For example, if we put an EQ on this piano here that I'm using in this little mini beat I got, no piano needs these low-end frequencies. A good way to clean up some space in your song, this is called rolling off, right? It's not a hard cut. You could slowly kind of creep up with that EQ and it'll create some space. You don't want to take away from the sound like this, right? We don't want to turn it up so loud that it makes the sound bad. For example, now, obviously, that's a dramatic example, but as you see, that's too much, right? So we want to find a good balance of this piano's not dipping into this low-end frequency that I might need for my kick drum or for my sub bass, but I still have what I need from the piano to have a really good sound. So let's listen without this EQ. Now let's listen with this EQ. As you see, it didn't do all that much to the sound, but what we are doing is saving ourselves the hassle, because what happens when we start stacking a lot of sounds in here, multiple melodies or some claps and some hi-hats and some drums and all of those sounds that may not need all this lower information that I could use for my kick or for my 808, I'm going to have all of these other sounds creating noise in this area, and all of them stacked up together has just given me no space to work with my sounds that actually need those spaces. So using an EQ and just removing the frequencies that sound does not need is always super helpful when it comes to getting clear, crisp sounds. Some sounds don't necessarily need this much work, but if we did take a little bit of time to EQ some of our sounds, I can guarantee you they would sound a lot better from jump. You wouldn't have these mixing problems later on, guys. Most of this can be solved with some good levels and an EQ. You don't need to buy all the plugins in the world. Plugins do help, but typically it's really this simple. If you want a clear mix, we get in there and we make some space so that everything has a nice place to be at and we don't have to have things competing.